Today, coffee is part of life for millions of people around the world. Many people start their day with a cup of coffee. Some cannot imagine a morning without it. Others enjoy it in the afternoon, during a break from work, or while meeting friends. Coffee is not just a drink anymore, it is part of culture. It is part of daily routine. It is also something emotional. A cup of coffee can help you relax. It can help you think. It can even make you feel better after a long day. In many cities, coffee shops are always busy. People sit, talk, work, study, or just enjoy the moment. In some places, coffee is quick and simple. In others, it is slow and special, made with care and skill. But coffee was not always like this. A long time ago, people did not know about coffee at all. It had to be discovered, shared, and slowly accepted. So how did coffee go from a wild plant in Africa to one of the most popular drinks in the world? In this video, we will explore the full story. We will look at where coffee began, how it spread across countries, and how it became the drink we know today. Let's go back to the beginning. The legend of Kaldi, the discovery of coffee. The story of coffee often begins with a legend. This legend comes from Ethiopia, a country known as the birthplace of coffee. There was a young goat herder named Kaldi. One day he noticed something unusual about his goats. They were more active than normal. They were running, jumping, and making noise, even at night, when they should be resting. Kaldi was curious. He watched his goats carefully and saw that they were eating small red berries from a tree. He decided to try the berries himself. After eating them, he felt more awake and full of energy. He was surprised by this effect. Kaldi took the berries to a local religious leader, often described as a monk. The monk did not trust the berries at first. Some stories say he threw them into the fire. But as the berries burned, a rich and pleasant smell filled the air. This smell caught attention. The roasted beans were then taken out of the fire, ground, and mixed with hot water. This created the first cup of coffee. The monks found that this drink helped them stay awake during long hours of prayer, especially at night. Even though this story may not be fully true, it shows something important. Coffee likely started in Ethiopia, and people discovered its effects by observing nature. From there, coffee began its journey to the rest of the world. Coffee in the Arab world. The first coffee culture. After its early discovery in Ethiopia, coffee moved across the Red Sea to Yemen. This is where coffee began to grow into something bigger. By the 15th century, people in Yemen were growing coffee plants and using the beans to make a drink. This drink became popular very quickly. The Arabic word for coffee was kahwa. Over time, this word changed into coffee in English. Coffee became an important part of life in the Arab world. It was especially useful during religious practices. People drank it to stay awake and focused during long prayers. Soon, coffee houses began to appear. These places were called cafés. Coffee houses were very special. They were not only for drinking coffee. People came to talk, share stories, listen to music, play games, and discuss important topics. These places became centers of social life. People from different backgrounds met and exchanged ideas. Because of this, coffee houses were sometimes seen as powerful places. Some leaders were worried that people were sharing too many ideas and becoming too independent. At times, coffee was banned in certain cities. But the bans did not last long. People loved coffee too much. Coffee had already become a strong part of culture. Coffee reaches Europe, fear and curiosity. In the 17th century, coffee arrived in Europe. At first, people did not know what to think about it. Some people found the taste strange and bitter. Others were curious and excited to try something new. There were also religious concerns. Some people believed coffee was not suitable because it came from the Muslim world. One famous story says that Pope Clement VIII was asked to decide if coffee should be accepted. After tasting it, he liked it and gave his approval. After that, coffee became more accepted in Europe. Coffee houses started to open in major cities like Venice, London, and Paris. These places became very popular. In England, coffee houses were called penny universities. For the price of 1 cup of coffee, you could sit, listen, and learn from others. People discussed business, science, politics, and art. Writers, thinkers, and businessmen met in these places. Some important ideas in history were discussed in coffee houses. Coffee helped create a space for thinking and sharing knowledge. Coffee spreads through trade and colonies. As coffee became more popular, European countries wanted to grow it themselves. The Dutch were among the first to take coffee plants and grow them in their colonies, especially in Indonesia. Soon, other countries followed. The French, Spanish, and Portuguese began growing coffee in places with warm climates. Coffee spread to the Caribbean, South America, and Central America. There is a well-known story about a French officer named Gabriel de Cleo. He carried a small coffee plant across the ocean to the Caribbean. During the long journey, water was very limited. He even shared his own water with the plant to keep it alive. The plant survived and became the start of many coffee trees in that region. Coffee farming grew quickly. It became a very important global product. But this period also had serious problems. Many coffee plantations used enslaved workers. These workers were treated unfairly and had no freedom. This is an important and difficult part of coffee history that we should not forget. Coffee in the Americas, growth and popularity. Coffee became very important in the Americas. In the United States, coffee became popular after the American Revolution. Tea was less popular because it was connected to British control. Coffee became a symbol of independence. People began to drink coffee every day. It became part of morning routines and daily life. In Latin America, countries like Brazil and Colombia became major coffee producers. Brazil, in particular, became the largest coffee producer in the world, and it still holds that position today. Coffee farming shaped the economy of these countries. It also influenced their culture and traditions. Many families depended on coffee for their income. Industrial coffee and the rise of brands. In the 19th and 20th centuries, coffee became more industrial. Companies started to produce coffee on a large scale. It became easier to buy and prepare. Instant coffee was invented, making coffee even more convenient. People could quickly make a cup without much effort. Big brands began to appear. Coffee became a product that was sold all over the world. Later, coffee shops became popular again, especially in cities. These modern coffee shops were not just about drinking coffee. They became places to relax, work, and meet others. In recent years, there has been a new trend called specialty coffee. People now care more about where coffee comes from, how it is grown, and how it is prepared. Baristas are trained to make high-quality coffee. Some even treat coffee like an art. Coffee today, a global network. Today, coffee is truly a global part of life. It is grown in one part of the world, shipped through many others, and enjoyed almost everywhere. Every day, millions of people drink coffee at home, at work, in small street cafés, in large coffee shops, and in quiet corners where they take a short break from busy life. It may feel simple when we hold a cup in our hand, but behind that cup is a long and complex journey that connects many countries, many workers, and many stories. Coffee usually begins in tropical regions, in countries near the equator. These are places with the right mix of rain, temperature, sunlight, and soil. Countries in South America, Africa, and Asia are some of the most important coffee-producing regions in the world. Farmers in Brazil, Colombia, Ethiopia, Vietnam, Honduras, and many other countries spend months caring for coffee plants. They watch the weather, protect the crops, and wait for the coffee cherries to ripen. This work is not easy. It takes time, skill, and patience. When the coffee cherries are ready, workers harvest them. In many places, this is still done by hand, especially when farmers want only the ripest cherries. After harvesting, the fruit must be processed. The beans are removed from the fruit, cleaned, and dried. This is a very important stage because it affects the final taste of the coffee. Then, the beans are packed and sent to other countries, where they are sold, traded, roasted, and prepared for shops, companies, and homes. After that, roasters take the green coffee beans and roast them carefully. Roasting changes the smell, taste, and color of coffee. Then the beans are ground and brewed in many ways, from espresso machines to simple home methods. By the time coffee reaches the cup, it has already passed through many hands: farmers, pickers, processors, exporters, importers, roasters, transport workers, baristas, shop owners, and many others all play a part in this journey. That is why coffee is more than just a personal drink. It is part of a global network. When you drink coffee, you are connected to people you may never meet, in places you may never visit. A morning cup in one city may begin on a mountain farm far away. This connection makes coffee special. It is not only about flavor or energy. It is also about how one small bean can link so many lives together. Coffee also creates millions of jobs around the world. For many communities, coffee is not just a product. It is a way of living. Families depend on coffee farms for income. Local businesses depend on coffee trade. In cities, cafés and coffee shops employ many workers and serve as social spaces. The coffee industry supports both rural and urban life, from farm workers in the countryside to baristas in modern city cafés. But this global system also faces serious challenges. One of the biggest problems today is climate change. Coffee plants are sensitive. They need specific conditions to grow well. If temperatures rise too much, or if rainfall changes too much, coffee farms can suffer. Some areas are becoming too hot. Some are becoming too dry. In other places, changing weather brings new plant diseases and pests. This means that farmers must work harder, spend more money, and deal with more risk. There is also the issue of fair pay. Even though coffee is sold every day in huge amounts, many farmers do not earn enough money for their hard work. The price of coffee can change quickly in global markets, and small farmers are often the ones who suffer most when prices fall. This creates an important question. If coffee is loved around the world, why are so many of the people who grow it still struggling? Because of these problems, many people now support fair trade and sustainable coffee. They want coffee farmers to be paid more fairly. They also want farming methods that protect forests, water, and soil. Sustainable coffee is not just about keeping the drink available in the future. It is also about respecting the people and places behind it. More consumers now care about where their coffee comes from and how it is produced. This growing awareness is changing the coffee world step by step. So today, coffee is still growing, changing, and connecting the world. It is global not only because it is sold everywhere, but because it carries the work, culture, and future of many people inside every cup. The meaning of coffee in daily life. Coffee is more than just a drink. For many people, it is part of daily life in a deep and personal way. It can be simple, but it can also mean a lot. A cup of coffee may last only a few minutes, yet the feeling around it can stay much longer. For some people, coffee means energy. It helps them wake up in the morning and prepare for the day ahead. The smell of fresh coffee can be the first good moment of the morning. Before work begins, before the noise of the day starts, coffee gives people a sense of readiness. It becomes part of a routine that feels familiar and comforting. For others, coffee means comfort. A warm cup in your hands can feel calm and peaceful, especially on a cold morning or after a long day. Some people drink coffee not because they need energy, but because they enjoy the quiet feeling it brings. It gives them a chance to stop, slow down, and breathe. Coffee also brings people together. Friends meet in cafés and talk for hours. Families sit together at home and share coffee in the morning or after meals. In many cultures, offering coffee is a sign of welcome. It says that you are invited to stay, talk, and relax. Coffee can turn an ordinary meeting into a warm and memorable moment. Even in business, coffee plays a special role. Many conversations begin over coffee. Meetings feel easier when people are holding a cup and speaking in a more relaxed way. Coffee does not solve problems by itself, of course, but it often creates the kind of space where people feel more open, friendly, and ready to talk. At the same time, coffee can also be deeply personal. Not every coffee moment is social. Sometimes the most important cup is the one you drink alone. Sitting quietly with coffee in the morning, looking out the window, thinking about life, planning the day, or simply enjoying a few peaceful minutes can be very meaningful. In a busy world, small quiet moments matter. Coffee often becomes part of those moments. That is why coffee stays important in daily life. It gives energy, comfort, routine, connection, and reflection. It can be shared with others or enjoyed alone. It can be fast or slow. It can be ordinary or feel special. And that is one reason people continue to love it so much. A long journey in every cup. From a legend in Ethiopia to a global industry, coffee has traveled an incredible distance through history. It has crossed seas, entered new cultures, influenced trade, and become part of everyday life for millions of people. It has been linked to religion, conversation, work, travel, and rest. Few drinks have a story as long, rich, and wide-reaching as coffee. Today, coffee may seem simple. It is something many people drink without thinking too much about it. But behind that simple habit is a story built over centuries. It is a story of farmers and traders, of discovery and movement, of challenge and change. Coffee has shaped cultures, economies, and daily routines in ways both small and large. So the next time you drink coffee, take a moment to think about its journey. Think about the land where it was grown, the people who harvested it, the workers who moved it across the world, and the hands that prepared it before it reached you. Think about how one small cup can carry history, labor, tradition, and meaning. Coffee is not just something people drink every day. It is something special. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video.